Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is the Silent K, and today we are going to be starting with some MekHQ. Hello, Varank. Hello, Mr. McGorilla. Glad you guys could join us. Let me pop that over. We were just discussing on Discord. Um, just got off of work, yeah. I know these new hours aren't the best for everyone, but hopefully it's a good compromise for everyone. That's what I'm hoping for. I have seen more interaction since we've started with the earlier hours, so I think we're going to be sticking with it. Not just because I am seeing more interaction, but also because it is easier on me in my personal life. Like them to make me stop working, or I might have forgotten. Okay, well, um, I certainly don't have a problem with forgetting because, I take the whole day off specifically for this. But, I mean, I tell the guys at work that I can work in the morning if I need to, but they're always like, no, we don't need you to. You just take the whole day off. It's whatever. But yeah, on Discord, before we started, we were discussing which mechs are going to get these three ERPPCs that we have in storage. Oh, excuse me. And Mr. McGorilla had requested that they get installed into the Warhammer 6ML, which, honestly, I mean, we could throw a couple more medium lasers on that thing. Sure, why not? And, I mean, medium lasers and the extra tonnage that we would save by swapping out the ERPPCs with the clan ERPPCs. So, yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead. See what we can do here. We've got ERPPCs in the left and right arm. We've got clan ERPCs. Second. Okay, so clan ERPPC in the left arm, clan ERPPC in the right arm. That saves us 2 tons. Doesn't really cost us any extra heat because those were already ERPPCs. um, Good morning to you as well. I hope you've had at least your first cup of coffee, if not your second. Um, this is going to be the DHS Mark 6. And I think to replace the 2 missing tons, we might just add a couple of inner sphere, regular old medium lasers. Okay, we've still got a couple of empty crits. Oh, excuse me. I do not know why I'm so oxygen deprived right now. um, Might be because I just had a big meal, but that's the only thing I can think of because like I didn't just wake up from a nap or anything like that. I've been conscious all day. This is going to take the better part of a week, even if we have Ediborg do it and she knocks it out on the first try. That's still gonna be about a 6 or 7 day job. But with 32 heat sinks, we can either do both ERPPCs for some good head capping action, or we can do everything else, which is what, 43 heat looks like. Sort these. Okay, so we can't sort these. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ER or standard medium lasers. That's 18 heat. 2 ER medium lasers, that's another 28 heat. And it looks like 7 ER smalls. So 28 plus 14, 42. That's still more heat than we can really reasonably put up with. So we've got some options. We've got some long-range options in the PPCs. We've got some mid-range options in the medium lasers, and we've got some short-range options in the ER smalls. And we can always mix and match as needed. So yeah, let's go ahead. We'll have Ediborg get started on that. On the Mark 6. And that is 2 of our ERPBCs that we had. So we've got maybe one more. And I think the votes go for the Mackie. Mackie with a standard PPC though, so that's going to be an extra 5 heat load. It's going to be 15, 18. Outside of 9 hexes, it's only going to be 18 heat. It's only once we start getting in closer. Yeah, let's Go ahead, we'll swap in an ERPPC, Clan Tech. Happy Thursday, time for mech destruction. Yes, indeed. We are currently working out which mechs are going to be getting our clan ERPPCs that we have accumulated. I would like to swap out the Olby 10X, but it's really time consuming. So how about we just add a couple of maybe small lasers. Or maybe a medium laser instead. That's gonna take 5,000 minutes. Can we get Fred Modry to do that on a 6+, I'm hoping. I don't think I have any other engineers. Wait, I've got Tamalika and Susan. And they do that in better than a 6. Susan can do that on a 5. Yeah, we'll do that on a 5. That'll be the Mackie 7A Mark 3. And that'll also be better part of a week. I'm gonna hold off on the AC-10 just because it's like a 2-week operation to replace the AC-10 with an LV-10X, and I think that's based on the number of crit spaces that it takes up. I think it's 480 minutes per crit space to replace equipment, so well, that doesn't quite work out. Because the Mackie's gonna be more than I'm not sure exactly how that works out, but I believe it's based on the number of crit spaces being replaced. So on the Mackie, we're taking out 3 crit spaces worth of PPC. We're installing 3 crit spaces worth of ERPPC and medium laser. Maybe it's more because we're changing the tech base from inner sphere to mixed inner sphere. The Warhammer, yeah. How are we out of medium lasers? Do not tell me that we are out of medium lasers. It's going to be after all the MECs, so all the mech parts. We've got 31 medium lasers. Why are we adding them to the procurement list? We do not need a medium laser. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I've thought about changing out the AC10 for an LV10X, but it just is gonna take too long. I'm gonna have to try to remember to do that after the end of this contract, or if we have any significant downtime in the middle of the contract, like if we can beat them down to low morale. Oh, they're already at low morale. Okay. Speaking of enemy morale and the situation as it stands, there was one thing that I did off screen that I need to bring to you guys' attention. Mariana and Tonga are still deployed on this battle where they came back from this enemy. That is a base of operations. One thing that I did that I don't know if you guys are going to agree with is I changed that. I thought I had changed it. I guess I had not. I had changed it from a defeat to a draw because I didn't really feel like we lost that battle. We pulled back to limit our losses, but we didn't actually lose. And I feel like I was in kind of a rush last week because I don't know, my mood wasn't the best, but I feel like I just called it a defeat and I was willing to let that ride, but I really did treat it more like a draw, and a draw really does feel more appropriate to the situation, so that is what we're going to go with. That said, it is going to be at least a few more days until we're able to engage that base of operations again. A Pyrrhic draw? We lost to Clint. And I kind of took a mulligan on the Archer, which lost a leg. But other than that, it wasn't really Pyrrhic, I don't think. We didn't lose the Stalker, we didn't lose the Awesome. The Clint got KO'd. But the Archer, I figured, I don't know why the Archer deployed across the field from everyone else, but it really did give the enemy an opportunity to gang up on the Archer, and that's not really what I was planning on when I assaulted that base. So I did allow us to keep the Archer even though it lost the leg and we didn't control the battlefield. I'm just gonna headcanon that to say that someone was able to get along and help the mech up to its feet, and it was able to hobble off to the the sidelines away from the enemy base. But we will be trying that again here in a few more days. As far as personnel, Hoser is up to 42 XP. Adongato is up to 22. And Adongato also has no mech anymore. Adongato will be spending his XP on, I think, Hopping Jack. But with some cuts on his chest, he's going to be out of action for a couple of days. We do also have Roy Greenfield is out of action for a day. Tugiu is out of action for 6 days with a bruise. Ash is out for 5 days with a laceration on her head. So I think we might just hold off until sometime next week. I'm hoping we can make it through Monday with no additional battles popping up. Yeah, we do have quite a few people wounded right now. So I think we're ready to advance the day, I think. Let's see, the infirmary, no one is unassigned. The repair bay only has the Hydaspes, which after the landing gear is going to be ready to sell in a couple of days. The warehouse, we don't have any more ERPPCs that we need to install. Do we have any other parts that we need to install? Any other ER lasers, maybe? Or LRM clan tech? We've got an LRM-15 clan tech. We've got an LRM-20. We've got 3 clan tech LRM-20s. Those only weigh 5 tons each. If we've got any mechs with an LRM-20, we could replace it with 2 of those. But I don't really lean into the LRMs. That said, the Atlas. LRM-20 in the left torso. Mixed inner sphere. Okay. Missile LRM-20. Plan tech. We've got 2 of those we can add. And some ammunition. How much LRM-20 ammo do we have? I wonder. 13 shots. So not a lot. We do have some LRM-10 ammo, a couple of tons worth. This is already going to be a 3,300 minute job. We're gonna have to find some place for the ammo. And it's already turning into a 2-week job. Uh, 5,000 minutes. So about 11 days. You need case in that left torso? I was thinking that too. I'm thinking maybe dropping this medium laser. Other case, inner sphere style. And then to take up the extra half a ton, maybe an inner sphere small laser. So we've got case in the left torso, small laser, sure, in the left torso. And that turns it into a 6,800 minute job. We could take the case out of the right torso to upgrade that small laser to a medium, but honestly, I'd rather have case in both side torsos. Because that Gauss rifle, it explodes, that's 20 points. That could hurt. I don't want to swap the large laser for the medium laser, but you know what? It's not worth the time at this moment. Actually, I forgot that Gauss rifles are unstable. Yeah. Someone, forget who. I think it might have been was it Science Insanity? The channel was talking about something with PPCs, and it was saying if the PPC takes a crit, then it goes up. And I'm like, no, that's not the case. But with Gauss rifles, that is the case. So right now we are looking at about a week worth of work, and that is if we get it done on the first try, which where's Tamalika? Because Susan is busy. Tamalika could knock that out on a 6, which honestly seems like the best we've got. So we'll go ahead and get started on that. That'll be the Atlas D2 Mark V. And hopefully, okay, so the Atlas is refitting. The Stalker is crippled, the Archer is crippled. Also, we're missing a mech from that lance. The Warhammer is refitting. So Illusion Lance is literally the only lance that we have available at the moment. Tonga could do with a 45-ton mech. MegaMek improved comms and ubiquitous. MegaMek. Where's the improved comms and ubiquitous? We can go ahead. 1169. Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll activate this guy. We'll have Zulfikar activate it. Have it on Gato get into it. And we'll have Tonga Lance equip it. Alright, that still leaves them as a heavy lance. Tugyu, can we get you any better skills? Not until we get you, I think, 8 more XP. Okay, so Tugyu. Oh, do we go for piloting or do we go for gunnery? In the Stalker, the piloting could be a better advantage because it has no arms. Gunnery could definitely be better because we have natural aptitude. So every point that we make it easier on ourselves, we're increasing that by like 150% because we have 3 dice instead of 2. I don't know. Probably gonna go for gunnery, to be honest. But in the meantime, we've got some mechs being refitted and we've got a base to take out. Let's unmaintain. Dang it. Oh, the highest fees? Tell me it wasn't the highest fees. No, it wasn't. Gunnery's always better. Not really, but it seems like it sounds better. Yeah, I'm thinking gunnery. I'm definitely thinking gunnery. Okay, the Phoenix Hawk needs a tech. Set the maintenance time for ×2. And we will set that for Lima, maybe. Yeah, Halima is not on any of my lists, so she's not a specialist. And then, let me double check that. Halima. Halima is taking care of 2 units. Yeah, she's got 2 edge, but no specializations. So yeah, okay. So Halima can take care of that. 10 tons of armor has arrived. We are still working on the landing gear. We've got the Mackie done in a few days. We've got the Atlas done in a few days. The Warhammer done in a few days. The Awesome done in a few days. The Hatchetman done in a few days. The Kraken done never. And we still can't find any double heat sinks. I have a question. The person you assigned to the Warhammer upgrade only had 180 minutes, but they aren't assigned to maintaining a mech, are they? Or are they working on something else? The Warhammer. Edeborg? Oh, Edeborg is not going to ever be doing maintenance on anything, ever. Because she has tech specialist engineer and a tech specialist internal and engineer. The reason that she only had 180 minutes on that screen was because she had spent 300 minutes that day on a repair. But she does have the whole 480 minutes per day to spend on the actual refit, if that makes sense. So to answer your question, they were working on something else. It was just like a one-time task. It wasn't an ongoing concern. So yeah, she is going to be spending 480 minutes a day on that. And I wanted Edeborg specifically to be working on that because she is an engineer, which means she gets a -2 on her check. Which means that she can get that done after that many minutes on a 4+ instead of, say, like on a 6+ where she might fail. I know she could still fail on a 4+, but on a 6+, she's more likely to fail than she is on a 4+. And I really wanted the Warhammer up and running as soon as possible. That was before I had decided to work on the Atlas and the Mackie. So maybe in retrospect it would have been more efficient to put her on the Atlas. But at the time, the Warhammer definitely seemed like the right choice. And I'm hoping that Tamalika, who is also an engineer, so should be able to knock that out on like a 5+, I think it was. And then Susan is our 3rd engineer, so yeah, Edeborg, Tamalika, and Susan are our 3 engineers. They should all be finishing those up in the time frame listed because those are all relatively minor refits done by people who are relatively good at refitting. But it's still going to be like 10 days before we get it all done. Happy with Edeborg fixing the Warhammer? Did they find the double heat sinks? No. And as a matter of fact, I bumped up our request list to 200 because we need them that badly. We have not found any double heat sinks, and we will continue to not find any double heat sinks until the end of the contract, which is going to be like February. February, like late February? Yeah, the 18th. Patty, come here. Nope. 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 Okay. Be good. That said, Ash and her archer, Tsubasa, Tugyu, and his stalker are all going to be out of action for a little while. Stop that. Let's see. Earl's Atlas is going to be out of action. The Mackey's going to be out of action. So Mariana and Tonga Lance are out of action. Galatea Lance is waiting on Scarponi's Warhammer. Aleutian Lance is the only lance that we have available until then. So we are going to be advancing the days and hoping nothing comes up on Monday. We got the salvage gear on the landing gear on the Hydaspes still coming off. Other than that, we got 35 tons of armor and a medium laser. I don't know why we had to order a medium laser when we've got like 30 of them in storage. Sunday the 27th. We're still working on the landing gear. Red Milla, what else are you working on? Because that landing gear should only have been like a couple more days. So, Red Milla is working on the Slayer for 300 minutes a day. Radmilla can hand the Slayer off to Lydia, and Lydia can do maintenance on the Slayer, while Radmilla takes the landing gear off. Yeah, we can do that. Assign to unit. None. Assign to unit. Hey, stop that. I appreciate that you are concerned with what I'm doing, but I wish you wouldn't do that. Okay, now Red Milla should be spending 480 minutes a day, which means that she should have that landing gear off tomorrow. No, stop that. Moving on to Monday, the 28th. We got the personnel market updated. Wasima Adani, Green Soldier with some AC-5 field gunners. Recruits. Melissa Eisenberg and Jack Segala wanted to drop out of their education or training, but were convinced to stick it out. Let's take a look on that. Kostya, harvest maintenance on the Cestus, which does improve in quality. Let me take a look at that real quick. The Cestus looking pretty good. I do see where an E improved into a D with this double heat sink. But other than that, it all looks like C's and above. Melissa Eisenberg, Green Mech Warrior, undergoing education. Jack Segala, also Green Mech Warrior. Hey, down. Stop that. Hey. No. Nope. Okay. Sorry about that. Hopefully that isn't a Nova Cat. No. No, she's not a Nova Cat. More like a sustained fire cat. Because she does not stop. 5 tons of armor, 5 tons of ferrofibrous armor. We failed. Red Mila failed to get the landing gear off the highest piece after spending like 3 weeks working on it. Branching out into ASMR now. No, not doing that. Alright, where's Red Mila? Regular tech. Yeah, that'll be a 7+. Hopefully we don't break it. MekHQ will be another few days. The Alice will be another few days. The Warhammer will be a few days. The Awesome will be a few days. The Hatchman will be a couple more days. The Kraken will be never. So October 28th, October 29th. Do we have any missions? Oh, we do have a pair of missions. So we've got Harass Heavy, pending on the 31st. Enemy commander and enemy up for to the tune of about 5,800 points, and the up for or no to the tune of 12,000 points. With some allied forces, like a couple of vedettes, a griffin, and a thunderbolt. A thunderbolt C. Seriously, a thunderbolt C. With an ER medium, 2 ER smalls, a large pulse, ER large, bunches and bunches of heat sinks. And that's the 31st, and then we have irregular forces on the 3rd. And for low morale, they sure are throwing a fair amount at us. Thunderbolt C's are fun. I do not have any experience at all with the Thunderbolt C. It ER medium, 2 ER smalls, large pulse, ER large. So ER large, ER medium, ER small, large pulse. No missiles. No missiles. Okay, no SRM2, no LRM-15. Just lasers. Okay. 3-5 and a Griffin 1N, standard old Griffin. Versus a Marauder 2R, a Guillotine 2C. There's a Marauder version with the ERPPCs. Which Marauder? The 2R? Oh yeah, the 2R has the ERPPCs, has medium lasers, has an autocannon 5. That is... Okay, it has double heat sinks, but only 4 of them on top of its 75 times 4 is 300, so that's 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, so that's 32 heat sinking. 2 ERPPCs, so it can run and fire both ERPPCs and be heat neutral. It can fire both ERPPCs and the autocannon and be +1. That's not great. The Guillotine 2C has the ERPPC. I'm assuming that, yeah, that's a Clan Tech ERPPC because it only takes up 2 crits. ER medium, SRM6, SRM6 ammo. Oh, and 2 large pulses. Not to be forgotten. Bombardier 12D with a 2.5 pilot. Got a pair of has a pair of LRM-20s, and an SRM-4. The SRM-4 has tandem charge ammo. The LRM-20s have standard and heat-seeking ammo, but only 6 shots of each. So the Bombardier could be running out early. Not that I expect it to, but that is not occurring until day after tomorrow. And we are going to be bringing, well, if we get the hat, no, we can't get the Hatchetman there. It is going to be Aleutian Lance against those forces, because everyone else is refitting. Unless we send Galatea or something to reinforce without the Warhammer. Alright, let's advance the day. Anything Gilmore performs maintenance on the Cronus. Repairs or maintenance. Got a medium pulse laser that is clan tech that remains quality D. But other than that, everything is in pretty high shape. Cobbling other lands together out of the working units, yeah. Tonga Lance is down 2 mechs, Galatea Lance is down 1 mech, Mariana Lance is down 2 mechs. I could just send Aleutian Lance minus, Galatea Lance minus the Warhammer. It would mean a chance for the enemy to reinforce, but I think that is probably the simplest solution. Alright, scenario. Harass Heavy is today, deploy a force. We've gotten 10 tons of armor. We are still working on the landing gear on the Hydaspes again. The Mackey's going to be 3 more days. The Atlas is going to be 4 more days. The Warhammer is going to be 3 more days. Or more. 4. The Awesome is going to be another 4 more days. The Hatchetman is going to be another day. We've got Harass Heavy. Battle date is the 31st. Okay, so we are going to send Aleutian Lance. Actually, let's send... Let's send Galatea Lance as the primary and Aleutian as the reinforcements. Yeah, I guess we send them in as the reinforcements. It's a better judgment. Don't like the words harass the superior force. Well, what's the enemy commander in? Oh, a Kintaro. Okay, well. So there's 6 of them. There's gonna be 8 of us. Granted, they are gonna have a weight advantage on us. That Marauder is going to be an issue. The Kintaro is going to be an issue. The Bombardier is going to be an issue for at least a little while. The Lancelot, 01. 2 large lasers and a PPC, but not enough heat sinks, I'm guessing. Does have an XL engine. Okay, so the Lancelot needs to go down first, because it is a high glass cannon quotient. Okay, so yeah. Warhammer is being refitted. That's fair. It'll be another 4 days, 5 days. So we've got our 7 units against their 6. Our 7 units against their 6, yeah, okay. Warhammer cannot be deployed, fair enough. But I didn't see the words harass the superior force anywhere in the briefing. So that's good. We do have reinforcements deploying in the south and the north for some reason. That is not going to be happening. We've got the enemy Mech Commander deploying in the north. We've got the enemy Primary Op 4 deploying in the north. The Bombardier. Let's just make this real simple for everyone. Okay, it's not going to let me do that. Who's deploying in the south? Phoenix Hawk, the Clint, Champion, and the Cronus. Okay, so we'll have all of our guys deploying in round 1, or before round 1. The Cronus, the Champion, the Clint, and the Phoenix Hawk are all deploying on round 3 in the south. How many rerolls do we have on this? City Dense, 21 by 70. Daylight, Clear, and Calm, and we've got 1 reroll. Can we reroll City Dense? Town Concrete. Okay, great. Let's do that. I didn't mean to do that. No, I want to save. Okay, Town Concrete. Okay, we're not deploying the Warhammer, we knew that. That is our reroll. That is the Cestus and the Archer. Configure, deploy before round 1. That's actually a disadvantage because it means that we're not deploying after round 1. These guys are also all deploying on round 1. Oh, dang it. Deploy at round game start. Okay, that's what I meant to do. So we've got Stiletto, the Champion, the Clint, and the Phoenix Hawk deploying at round 7 or round 3 at the South Zone. Met Commander and the Kintaro playing in the north, 2-5. Okay, so the Kintaro is not the biggest bad. The biggest bad is the Marauder 2R, followed by the Guillotine 2C, followed by the Bombardier, followed by the Lancelot, and then the Kintaro. So the Kintaro and the Black Knight are actually the two weakest members of the team. Alright, we've lost initiative. We are going first. Guillotine is a 4-6 at least. Yeah. The weaker the guillotine is, the happier I'll be. Let's see. Can we stick this over here? Kinda, sorta. Yeah, looks like we can. We'll start with the cestus. I think column 3 looks good for the cestus. Lancelot has an XL engine, so it should be nice and fragile. Good to know. If we can capitalize on that. Okay, there's the Kintaro, there's the Lancelot. This archer, this is Wyvern's archer, the one with all the SRMs. We'll have our Marauder deploy on the flank of their Lancelot. This is our Marauder with the non-XL engine, but it has all the pulse lasers and the SRMs. Let's see, the Black Knight has deployed on the flank of our Griffin and our Thunderbolt. We will follow that up with our Archer. The Guillotine and the Marauder, those guys are closing in fast. Okay, well, Cestus. Okay, Wyvern. We'll get into the back of the Black Knight as soon as possible. Try to take him down ASAP. Tactical Shogun is waiting on the Lancelot. The Cestus can get into the back of the Marauder, but only if he... This hex, this hex, this hex. No, that's in the side of the Marauder. Jeez. Want to be more evasive than that, so we'll go ahead and we'll move 5 hexes. We'll get in the side of the Marauder at 3 hexes. And we've got a Gauss rifle, we've got 2 mediums and 2 larges. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And the Lancelot moves 6-9. Okay, I had forgotten it was so bloody fast. That said, we can get into his back with the Marauder. We can get into his back with the Marauder. The Marauder has medium pulse lasers and SRMs. What does his rear armor look like? 10s and 16s. So we're going to start off with some pulse lasers. Hey, get down. Well, even if he moves 6-9, we can still get ahead of him with our reinforcements. I'm hoping. The Bombardier running and turning needs a 4, gets an 8. Hey. I don't know if you guys can tell, but she's being really cute right now. Uh, Tentacle Shogun into the back of the Lancelot. That's gonna be, we're gonna skip the ER large. We're gonna go with a couple of ER mediums on 6s and then a bunch of medium pulses on 4s and 6s. We'll go 4 heat over into his back for some pretty much guaranteed shots. Wyvern into the back of the Black Knight. Following up the Griffin and the Thunderbolt. Hopefully they can punch some holes that I can exploit. Because we are going 4 over to unleash everything into the back of that Black Knight. Last but not least, the Cestus. To the back of the Kintaro, or no, into the front of the Kintaro. He turned around to meet us. We've got him on 8s. We've got the Marauder on 6s. We've got him on 7s. A 6 on the Marauder. Alright, the Vedette misses the Guillotine, needed a 12, got a 5. The Thunderbolt C. Wait, we've got a Thunderbolt C on our side? We've got a Thunderbolt C on our side. Okay. Hit the Black Knight in the right and left arm with ER large and large pulse lasers, down to 14 armor in both of those locations. Tentacle Shogun in the back of the Lancelot, hits him in the right leg and the left leg. Glancing blow off the left leg. Hit him in the right arm for 6, down to 8. The Guillotine misses the Vedette on 8s and 6s, fortunately, barely. The Griffin hits the Black Knight in the right leg for 10, down to 14, and the right leg for 6 more, down to 8. The Archer into the back of the Black Knight, hits him in the right torso rear. Hits him in the right torso rear, down to 2 armor. Hits him in the right torso rear, critting on a medium laser. Hits him in the head, hits him in the right torso rear, critting on a large laser and a heat sink. Left torso rear down to 4 armor. Right torso rear 3 more times, down to 6 structure, but no crits. Right leg is down to 4 armor. Left torso rear is down to 2 armor, 0 armor. Center torso rear down to 2 armor. Left torso rear critting on a large laser and 2 more heat sinks. SRMs to the left arm and the legs. Right leg is down to 0. Left arm is down to 0. The Vedette misses the Guillotine. Or no, hits the Guillotine with an SRM, an Inferno SRM. And hits him in the right torso with an AC2. The Bombardier with the SRM4 hits the Marauder with an Inferno missile, but misses with the LRM-20s. The Cestus hits the Kintaro in the left torso and the right arm with large laser fire. Hits him in the left leg with a medium laser fire. Misses the Marauder on a 6 with the Gauss rifle. Dang. The Kintaro hits the Cestus in the right arm. Hits the Cestus in the right arm with a Narc. And hits him with 5 SRMs. Down the right side, as well as the center torso and left torso. 2 more SRMs to the left leg and the center torso. The Kintaro took 20 plus, needs a 6, gets an 8. Black Knight took 100 plus, needs a 12, gets a 12. There was one way to get the outcome, and he got it. Needed a 12 on a piloting check and got the 12. Dang. That was at a +5. So we are going to kick the Kintaro on a 4 twice, hopefully. We kicked him in the left leg twice. We went internal. We got him on the hip. We got him in the lower leg. He missed his kick at us. We went down. He needed 6 piloting checks. Was kicked, 20 plus, hip, leg, and missed a kick. Okay, so yeah, 6 all on 9s. He got the first one with a 10, failed the second one with a 2. Goes down, takes 6 damage to the right torso and the center torso, down to 25 on that CT. Needs a 9 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 10. The guillotine is up to 9 heat. Our archer is up to 4. Tentacle shogun is up to 6. The griffin and thunderbolt are both up to 4. The kentaro is up to 6. Wait, the kentaro only has 10 heat sinks. For real? Hey. Hey. Come here. Oh, you're being a nuisance. We've got mechs deploying next round, all on the south edge of the map. Let's see. This, Tentacle Shogun will advance to here, keeping eyes on the guillotine and maybe some other people. Wyvern. Good lord, how did that Lancelot move so friggin' far? Is this not water? Oh, that's pavement. Wyvern. Wyvern can barely get the Lancelot at extreme range. The Lancelot has not taken a lot of damage. The Cestus can move in on the guillotine. I'd rather have the Cestus move in on the Kentaro. I guess Wyvern will have to make a 2 and get in close-ish. Cestus into the side of the Marauder. Needs a 2+. We can do that, I hope. Alright, the Kentaro needs a 7 to get up with a busted hip actuator. Needs a 7, gets a 9. Everyone else needs 2s, gets better than 2. Wyvern into the back of the Lancelot on 11s. Okay, this is going to be a cooldown turn for us. We'll skip 2 of them. Maybe we'll land something. Probably not, to be honest. We've got the Bombardier in the back on a 9. And a pair of 11s. We'll skip the 11s. Take a pair of 9s. The Cestus into to the side of the Marauder, I guess. Got him on a 6, got him on a pair of 9s, got him on a 9, got him on a 9 for 2 heat over, sure. Alright, the Archer on 11s at the Lancelot, missed with everything. The Vedette missed the Black Knight. The Guillotine hits the Cestus and the left torso and the left leg on 8s with large pulse laser fire, down to 10 and 18 armor in those locations. The Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt C, I should say. At the Black Knight, hits him in the right torso, hits him in the left leg with a large pulse and an ER medium. Nice. Hits him in the left leg with an ER small, down to 8 armor on that left leg. The Black Knight misses Tentacle Shogun with everything but a pair of medium lasers and a small laser. Medium laser to the right torso down to 20. Medium laser glancing off the right leg down to 30. Small laser glancing off the right leg down to 29, but it did cost us an edge. We have 3 edge remaining. Tentacle Shogun at the Bombardier hits him in the right leg with a medium pulse laser down to 19 armor. The Vedette hits the Black Knight with an Inferno SRM2. The Cestus hits the Marauder in the left leg with a Gauss rifle down to 5 armor. Nice. Missed with everything else. The Kentaro at the Cestus hits him in the left arm for 5 down to 15. Hits him in the left leg for 3 down to 15. The Griffin misses the Black Knight. The Black Knight, however, does go down. Needed a 6, got a 3. Falls on his front, taking 8 damage to the left leg and left arm. Going internal on the arm, but no crit. The Pilot Sheeran needs a 6 to avoid hurting the pilot. Gets a 7, so successfully makes that seatbelt check. Cestus needs a 4 to avoid falling, gets an 8. The Thunderbolt C kicks the Black Knight in the left torso for 13, down to 11 armor. Thunderbolt kicked the Black Knight in the chest. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because the Black Knight is prone. It is our turn to deploy, and we're deploying all 4 of our mechs. Let me start with the Phoenix Hawk in category 4 or column 4, and follow that by the Cronus in column 4. We've still got the Champion and the Clint. The Champion is a 585. We'll go with section 18 and 19. Alright, Champion moves forward 8. Clint moves forward 9. Phoenix Hawk moves forward 9. And Stiletto and the Cronus goes forward 8. Okay, so on the minimap, things are not looking great. We've got 3 of their heavies inbound. We've got a medium and a heavy and Black Knight, so that's another heavy. How about the Cestus? How about we have you back up and see what the Taro does? We'll have the Otter. No, we'll have Wyvern. Lord, it's so far away. Okay, Wyvern is not chasing down the Lancelot. He is just not fast enough. He will back up and try to take out Black Knight. Tentacle Shogun. Back up and try to take out the Black Knight as well. Black Knight needs a 5 to get up, gets a 7. Alright, Stiletto has, I'm guessing, no targets. Wyvern is going to wait. We've got the Clint. Clint is going to skip firing this turn. The Phoenix Hawk going to skip firing this turn. The Cestus going to torso twist and face the Kentaro. And we're going to fire everything we can at the Kentaro. On 6s and 4s. Let's see. The champion with his LB10X has eyes on nobody. The Marauder into the back of the Black Knight, or on the left side of the Black Knight. That'll be, we'll skip the ER large. We'll do the ER mediums. We'll do some medium pulses for 3 over. And Wyvern will go into the side of the Black Knight again with all the SRMs. We'll go 2 heat over for all of them except 1. The Vedette hits the Black Knight in the left leg, critting on his upper leg in a heat sink. The Thunderbolt C hits the Black Knight in the right torso rear, destroying the right torso rear and blowing off his right arm, critting on his large laser, transferring into the center torso and critting on his gyro. Hell of a hit from that large pulse laser. ER large laser misses. ER small laser to the left leg, goes internal but no crit. ER small laser to the center torso rear, crits on his Beagle probe. The Guillotine 2C hits the Thunderbolt C on the right torso and the center torso with large pulse laser fire. Down to 14 and 20 in those locations. The Cestus hits the Kentaro in the center torso with the Gauss rifle, down to 10 armor there. Large laser fire to the right and left torso, down to 5 and 2 in those locations. Medium laser fire to the right leg, critical, and center torso, down to 18 and 5. No dice on the critical. The Black Knight hits the Marauder in the left leg for 5, down to 27. Hits him in the center torso for 1, down to 34. The Vedette misses with the Autocannon 2. The Marauder hits the Black Knight in the left arm with the ER medium, down to 2 structure and critting on his lower arm. ER medium to the center torso, down to 22. ER medium pulse to the center torso, to the left torso, down to 15, down to 4. Medium pulse to the center torso, down to 9. The Griffin misses the Black Knight on a 7, only gets a 5. Wyvern at the Black Knight, with all the SRMs, hits him in the left leg, the head, forcing a second consciousness check. Hits him in the center torso, and left leg, down to 3 structure on that left leg, critting on his lower leg actuator. More SRMs to the center torso down to 3. Left arm is destroyed. Right leg is down to 14 structure, critting on his foot and lower leg. And the center torso is down to 1 armor. Left leg is down to 1 structure, critting on his hip. Got him in the head again, forcing his 3rd consciousness check. Needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets a 9. Left torso down to 12 structure. Center torso down to 15. Left leg destroyed. Left torso critting on a large laser and a medium laser. Left torso no crit. Center torso, left torso again, center torso again, critting on his engine twice and his gyro. More SRMs to the head, leaving him with 1 armor, down to his 4th consciousness check, needs a 10 to stay conscious, gets a 5, goes unconscious, will be going down this turn, and that'll be another hit. Crits to the left torso and center torso for no effect. SRMs to the left torso and center torso, critting on his engine again. Destroyed by engine destruction, so he will actually not be going down. Center torso down to 2 structures, center torso destroyed by SRM fire. The last SRM finally takes him out. The Kentaro hits the Cestus in the left leg with a medium laser. Hits him in the left leg with another medium laser. Hits him in the left leg with a narc missile beacon. Hits him with 4 SRMs to the left arm and left leg, down to 1 armor on that left leg. The Kentaro took 40 plus damage, needs a 9 to stay standing, gets an 8. Takes 6 damage to the right arm and right torso. The pilot Sophie needs a 9 to avoid hurting the pilot in the fall, gets a 5. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 9. The Thunderbolt C took 20 plus, needs a 5, gets an 8. Alright, the Cronus is at 0 heat. Kentaro is at 6 heat. The Guillotine is at 8 heat. Wyvern is at 2. Tentacle Shogun is at 3. Arcestus is at 2. The Griffin and Thunderbolt C are both at 4. Sorry, those are both allied units. The Griffin and Thunderbolt. Both up to 4. We have 1 initiative, but we are going first within our team. We're at 98%. They're at 80.2%. Stiletto will be running forward for her full 8 hexes. The Phoenix Hawk will be running forward his full 9 hexes. Let's see. Clint will be running forward his full 9 hexes as well. So the champion will be running forward his full 8 hexes as well. Okay, so let's see, Wyvern running forward 5 hexes at the Guillotine. Tentacle Shogun will be running forward a full 6 hexes. Maybe we've got eyes on him at ER large laser range. All we've got left is Cestus. All he's got left. Oh, his Kentaro already moved. Maybe we can get in on the Guillotine. Yeah, let's try that. Alright, Kentaro tries to get up, needs a 7, gets a 6, falls on his right leg. 13 armor remaining, and his right arm down to 4. Hurts the pilot in the fall, needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets an 8. Is that a careful stand? Alright, so we've got the Bombardier on a 13, we've got the Marauder on a 12. Let's see, Phoenix Hawk. Has him on a 13. That's gonna be a skip. Let's see. Flint with the standard large laser. Oh, we've got him much closer range. We got him on 9s and 9s, so that'll be all of that. The champion at the Lancelot has him on 9s with the LB10X, 11s with the mediums, 11s with the SRM6. Wyvern has the back of the Kentaro on a 7. Goes 3 heat over to try to finish off the Kentaro. We do not have eyes on the Lancelot with the Marauder. That's a shame. I guess we will have to take shots at the guillotine on his right side on 8s and 10s. 8s it is. Skip the 10s. Cestus at the guillotine on a 6. And a pair of 9s. And another pair of 9s for 3 heat over. Alright, the Marauder hits the Cestus in the right arm and the right torso for 10 each. Down to 3 armor on that right arm, down to 10 armor on that right torso. Missed with the AC5. The Cronus missed the Marauder on a 12. The Vedette hits the Kentaro in the right arm. The Guillotine hits the Cestus in the left arm and the center torso with large pulse laser fire on a pair of 8s with a 9 and a 12. The Clint misses the Lancelot on 9s. The Champion misses the Lancelot on 9s and 11s. Medium laser does connect to the left torso. Glancing blow to the left torso for 2 down to 14. And 2 SRMs to the right torso and left leg critical, which has no effect. The Thunderbolt C at the Kentaro hits him in the right torso rear, critting on his SRM. Wyvern into the back of the Kentaro on 7s. Misses the first 3 shots with a 5, a 4, and a 4. But then we start hitting. We've got him in the right leg. We've got him in the right torso rear, which crits on his SRM 6 ammo. Big Fluffy, hey, how's it going? Glad you could join us. I hope your mission goes well later tonight. I expect that'll be starting in what, like an hour or so, half an hour, I think. Glad you could join us though. We were just in the middle of trying to stop the enemy from crossing the field, and things are going okay-ish. We're inflicting some casualties on them. They're not really inflicting too much on the way of us. We are... We're doing pretty well. Um, they're trying to make their way south. Looks like we got the Kintaro, but only through massed fire. Our... What is this? Our Cestus is taking some heavy fire from a guillotine. Other than that, we've got a Marauder and a Bombardier over here taking fire from the south from our Phoenix Hawk and our Cronus. We've got a Lancelot over here taking fire from our Clint and our Champion. Our left flank might be looking a little weak compared to theirs, but other than that, things are going pretty well. The crits are in our favor at least. Like the Cronus, yeah, me too. I'm a big fan. It is definitely ahead of its time as far as like 30-50 tech goes. Even by 30-25 tech, it's still really effective. The large laser, medium laser, SRM combo is a good combination. You've got some penetration, you've got some splash. And we killed the Kintaro pilot because they had a bad ejection. The Bombardier misses our Cestus. The Marauder misses the Guillotine. No, our Marauder does hit the Guillotine in the right arm for 7, down to 13. Our Vidette misses the Kintaro. The Kintaro misses the Cestus. The Cestus hits the Guillotine in the left torso with a large laser. Down to 14 armor there. The Griffin, our allied Griffin, hits the Kintaro in the center torso, but it's already blowed up. And the Cestus needs a 5+ to stay standing because he took 40+ damage. Needs a 5, gets a 7. The Guillotine 2C is up to 9 heat. The enemy Marauder is up to 1. Our Wyvern, or our Archer, piloted by Wyvern, is up to 3 heat. Our allied Griffin is up to 8. Our allied Thunderbolt is holding at 4. We have lost initiative and we are going first within our team. We're at 97%. They're at 71%. We're trying to get them down to what, 50 or 25%? I forget. Destroy 50% of the following forces and units before they can reach the destination ahead. Okay. Alright, Stiletto. I'd like to close in on the Bombardier and the Marauder. Let's see. Phoenix Hawk would like to close in on them as well. The Clint, I think, would like to start backing up. This Lancelot is fast. I'd like to try to engage him from a little bit further away. Same with the Champion. Champion would like to back up 5 hexes, try to remain a little evasive at a walking pace. Let's see. Tentacle Shogun. Definitely be moving forward at full speed. Maybe we can catch some shots into the side of this guillotine as we go past. The Cestus would like to get into medium laser range of the guillotine. Alright, Wyvern is all we've got left. Wyvern can get into extreme range of the guillotine. That's not great. I guess that's all we've got. Need a 2+. Need a 2+, got an 8. The Bombardier needed a 4, got a 7. Alright, Stiletto at the Bombardier has them on 7s, at the Marauder on 8s. So we'll go for the Bombardier on 7s. That'll be the ER large. That'll be 1, 2, 3 medium pulses, and an SRM4 on a 9. Phoenix Hawk has the Bombardier on 7s, has the Marauder on 6s and 8s. Well, that'll be the Bombardier on 7s and 9s. Oh, the Lancelot got in behind the Clint. Jeez. Okay, well, let me get the champion up on deck. We've got him on 6s. The Clint has him in the right side on a 7. Wyvern has the guillotine. We're gonna hold off on that. Cestus at the guillotine on 6s. 7s and 9s. We'll go 4 heat over for 7s and 9s. Tentacle Shogun has the guillotine on the right side on an 8. Pair of 10s. Nope. That'll be a 10 and a pair of 8s for 4 heat over. And then Wyvern on 10s might hit with something. We'll go 1 heat over to find out. Alright, the Cronus at the Bombardier hits him in the right leg, hits him in the left leg, crits on his upper leg. Nice. The Phoenix Hawk hits the Bombardier on the left leg down to 11, hits him in the left arm with a medium laser down to 15. Champion at the Lancelot hits him in the left leg, critting on his lower leg. Nice. Medium laser to the left torso, to the center torso. Small lasers both miss. SRMs to the right arm, left leg, left leg. No crits though. Down to 9 structure. The Clint at the Lancelot hits him in the right arm with a glancing blow with the large laser down to 2 armor. Thunderbolt C hits the guillotine in the head with the large pulse laser. Chloe takes her first consciousness check, needs a 3, gets a 6. The guillotine misses with the ER large laser, needed a 4, got a 9, got a 4. The guillotine 2C missed with everything on 8s and 10s. The Cestus hits the guillotine in the right torso with the Gauss rifle, down right torso critical no less. Down to 5 armor, critting on the ER medium. Medium laser to the left torso, down to 9 armor. Tentacle Shogun at the guillotine hits him in the right arm with a medium pulse, down to 6 armor. The Vedette misses the guillotine. Wyvern at the guillotine hits him with 3 SRMs to the right arm, center torso, and left leg. Hits him with 3 more to the left arm, blowing off his left arm, the right leg, and the center torso. 4 more to the left torso, right torso, right torso. Right torso is down to 1 armor, left torso is down to 5. The Griffin misses the guillotine. The Bombardier misses the Cronus with the SRMs. Does land 12 LRMs to the left and right arm and the left torso. Lancelot took 20 plus, took a leg slash foot actuator hit, needs to make 2 piloting skill checks at 9 plus, gets a 9 and a 4, goes down on his front, takes 6 damage to the right arm, critting on his upper arm and a large laser, and 1 to the right leg, down to 6 armor. Pilot Costancia needs a 9 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 9. Bombardier needs a 7 to avoid falling down, because it also took a leg actuator hit and 20 plus damage. Falls on its rear, taking 7 damage to the center torso, rear, and the left arm. Kenneth Tsar needs a 7 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 9. The guillotine needs an 8 to avoid falling down, gets a 5. Takes all 7 damage to the left torso, rear, down to 1 armor. And Chloe manages to avoid hurting the pilot in the fall. Alright, our Cronus is up to 7 heat. The enemy guillotine is up to 6. Tentacle Shogun is up to 4. Our Cestus is up to 4. The Griffin is up to 5. The Thunderbolt is down to 3. I say up to 5, it's down to 5. We have 1 initiative and we are going last, finally. We've got them down to 58%, so we just need maybe 1 more round of this. Alright, Wyvern, can you do anything this round? Stiletto... Champion, backup, 5 hexes. Flint will back up, 6 hexes. Shogun will advance, 6 hexes, 5 hexes, whatever. The Cestus will get in the back of the guillotine, maybe? On a 2 plus? Yeah, let's get into the back of the guillotine on a 2 plus. Stiletto will back up 5 hexes, 4 hexes. Oh, because she's overheating. Alan Davi and the Phoenix Hawk. Marauder can flip its arms, the Bombardier cannot. Let us jump into these heavy woods. We'll set our angle that way, and we'll take some shots at the Bombardier this turn. Alright, the Guillotine gets up with a 12. The Bombardier gets up after Bombardier fails to get up. Needs an 8, gets a 7. Takes 7 damage to the right leg, down to 4 armor. Needs an 8 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 7. Kanazar needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 7. Second attempt to get up, needs an 8, gets an 8. Cestus, running and turning, needs a 2, gets a 9. Lancelot, getting up, needs an 8, gets a 7. Falls on his rear for 6, down to 10 armor, and does not hurt the pilot, and does get up on the second attempt at a sprint. Alright, Stiletto has the Bombardier on 5s. and 3s. The 7. Go 9 heat over. Yeah, we'll go 9 heat over this turn. Phoenix Hawk. Bombardier on 5s. 7s. And 11. Go 1 heat over for that. Wyvern to the back of on the side of the guillotine. We'll wait on that. The champion at the Lancelot on 4s. That'll be everything. The Clint into the Lancelot on 5s. The Cestus into the back of the guillotine on 6s. Wyvern into the back of the guillotine. Yeah, that is into the back of the guillotine on 7s. That'll be everything for 5 over. And Tentacle Shogun. Gee, that Lancelot is really booking it. He is out of range of everything. Maybe we can torso twist and catch the guillotine on a 7. Pair of 9s. Nope. Pair of 7s. 2 heat over. Alright, the Vedette misses the guillotine. The Cronus hits the Bombardier in the head. Kanitzar takes her second consciousness check. Needs a 5, gets a 6. Medium pulse laser to the left torso. Medium pulse laser to the left torso. Medium pulse laser to the head. Bombardier destroyed. Okay. Phoenix Hawk at the Bombardier. Hits him in the left leg, center torso, right arm. Bombardier is dead. Guillotine at the Cestus. Missed on a pair of 8s. The Thunderbolt at the Guillotine. Hits him in the center torso rear with a large pulse laser. Champion at the Lancelot. Hits him in the left leg, destroying the left leg and transferring into the left torso. Medium laser to the right arm. Medium laser to the left torso. Small laser to the left torso. Small laser to the left torso for 1 damage. Going internal. Getting no crit. Getting 3 SRMs to the center torso, the head, and the center torso. Constancia needs their first consciousness check. Needs a 3, gets a 5. Need 12 armor remaining on that center torso. Clint at the Lancelot hits him in the right leg for 8 down to 12 structure. The Vedette hits the guillotine in the left leg for 2. The Cestus hits the guillotine in the left torso rear. Hits him in the right arm. Hits him in the center torso rear and the center torso rear for no crit. Well, I say no crit, but the left torso has been destroyed. The left arm is blown off. Center torso rear is exposed. Wyvern at the back of the guillotine. Hits him in the center torso rear, critting on the engine, critting on the gyro, critting on the SRM-6 ammo, which ejects the guillotine pilot. Yeah, the guillotine's pretty well destroyed. Our allied Griffin hits the guillotine in the head, destroying the head, but he's already ejected. Marauder hits the guillotine in the center torso with a pair of medium pulse lasers, or with a medium pulse laser. The other one hits the right torso. Lancelot automatically goes down with a busted leg, lands on his head and goes unconscious. And then takes a 3rd hit in the fall, so she's gonna need a 7th to wake up. We will kick the immobile Lancelot on -3. We will not kick the immobile pilot. Kicked him in the left arm, leaving him with 0 armor. Alright, Stiletto is up to 9 heat. Wyvern is up to 5. Everyone else is at 2 or less, except the Thunderbolt, which is at 3. Alright, we've won initiative and we are going last. We're at 96%. They're at 31%. I think we can go ahead and call this here. They're not recognized. Is that because I had caps lock on? Okay, well, they need defeat now. We didn't take too much damage. We do always save the salvage. We've got them down to 27%. I think that's a pretty solid win. I think we controlled the battlefield. Cestus took some damage, but not too much. Everyone else is in pretty good shape. No one got hurt. The Marauder did escape, I suppose. The Lancelot did not. The Black Knight did not. The Bombardier did not. None of those have any clan tech in them, so I'm not worried about salvaging them. We did capture the pilot of the Black Knight. We captured the pilot of the Lancelot. The pilot of the Bombardier got killed, and the pilot of the Marauder got away. The Bombardier got away. Got killed by Stiletto. Wyvern got the Kintara, the Black Knight, and the Guillotine. So that is 4 XP for Wyvern. Destroy 50% successful. Alright. So Cronus took very little damage. We can have Ben start working on his XP for getting the armor done. Archer. Why are we trying to salvage no jet? Oh, because the left leg was destroyed. Right. We can have Bernetta do that on a 0. Place left leg. We can have Chris do that on a 3. Elena or Fred do that on a 3. Chris, Elena, or Fred? Who's most important? Elena is an armor specialist and a Mr. and Mrs. Fix-It. Fred is neither of those things or anything else. So Fred will get started on that leg. Daniel Apty will go ahead and pull that medium laser. The right torso. Elena is Mr. and Mrs. Fix-It and Mrs. Armor. Chris is a weapon specialist. Yeah, she can go ahead and get started on that as well. The left torso. Internal specialists Ben and Edeborg. Ben, get started on that left torso real quick. Ben can knock out that left torso in 17 minutes. Nice. Ben is also armor specialist, so he can get started on these armors. let's see. The Stalker needs his center torso repaired. We can have Guillaume do that real quick. Center torso armor. Ben, Elena, Veronica, Guillaume, Jamel, and Talia. Where? Oh, there's Veronica. Alright, let's get into repairing some of this, or reloading some of this stuff. We'll have, Shoyab, Ratnabala. We'll have Ratnabala doing reloads. Alright, so we've got the left leg and the right torso getting put on Ash's Archer. The Stalker is going to need a new ER large laser and an SRM-6. LRM-5, we'll have Anacito salvage that. Have Anacito repair that. The left arm, we can have Kostya repair that. The double heat sink, we can have Kai salvage that. The right torso, going to be a bit of a job. Have Elena get started on that. Engine, we can have Veronica do that. Okay, so the right torso, right arm. ER large laser. Is that a clan ER large laser? I don't think it was. Just parts. Weapons. ER large laser. Okay, so let's buy maybe 10 of those. About 2 million C-bills. Okay, and that shouldn't be too hard to get a hold of. Those should be... so the right torso is getting put on, the right arm is next. Medium laser, LRM-5, those are gonna be ×4 jobs. Double heat sinks, those are gonna be ×4 jobs. SRM-4, double heat sink, those are gonna be ×4 jobs. LRM-5, double heat sink, those are gonna be ×4 jobs. Right, Hoser's Ride just needs some armor. We'll have Veronica knock out this one. And after that is 16 minutes. We'll have Guillaume knock out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. Alright, double heat sink. We'll have Ratnabala replace one of those. Air double heat sink. We'll have Shoyab do that. I think that's about all we can do for today. So we'll go ahead, we'll save it here on Halloween. It is about time for me to be wrapping this up. It's a hair early. I hope you guys will forgive me. It's better than last week, which, by the way, I meant to apologize to you guys for. Last week was maybe not the best ending that we had. But in the meantime, yeah, let's go ahead. We'll save this. Yeah, that battle did go pretty well. I'd say, all things considered, we're in a pretty good shape right now. The only thing is, there's irregular forces coming up in a couple of days, and then this base of operations that we are going to make a concerted, concentrated effort to take down as soon as we are able. But in the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, Mr. McGorilla. Thank you for rank. Big Fluffy, always a pleasure to have you around. Ataraxi, if you're still here, always a pleasure. Thank you guys for joining me. We'll be here next week. I don't anticipate anything coming in the way of that. So we will see you then. Until then, have a good day, have a good weekend, have a good week, and we'll see you then.